When it comes to BMW and when they come out with new cars, I'm always a little bit wary, and that's what, not just BMW, with any car company when they come out with a new type of vehicle. So at one point BMW just didn't have SUVs, and now they have a whole line of SUVs, and they've added to that line with the X7. X7 is just a little bit longer, you get an extra row of seats. I was wary that by making the car bigger, you're taking away from the ultimate driving experience and, you know, just the way BMWs are known to handle. And so we're going to go right in depth and actually get to the meat and potatoes of the deal. So the one big thing is the infotainment system is pretty much the same. You have your navigation in the middle, and you got your speedometer and just different menu screens out here on the side. The one thing that I like, it has been, it seems to have been updated a little bit more, is the heads-up display. I don't know if you can see it. It's like kind of right in this area somewhere. It's better to see at night. Maybe I should film it at night. But that heads-up display is a lot clearer now, and is in a better position as far as the driver. So I can appreciate that. Here is also the huge front infotainment screen. I think it's 10.25 inches. I did a review on the M850i, and it's basically the same setup, and they just threw it in here. And yeah, so I remember when this car first came out, the one or the two things that stood out were the screen in front of the driver and the infotainment center screen. They're huge, and they're pretty much the staples of the cockpit of the inside cabin, especially at night. And in the spec that I have, which is the xdrive 40i, it comes with the Harman Kardon speakers. And man, when I say the Harman Kardon system is hitting, the Harman Kardon system hits, man. I love this system. It's just surround sound. It just feels like you're in the opera house, you know, listening to your favorite music, whether it be classical music or trap music. You know, I roll a little bit of T.I., a little Jeezy, you know, a little Young Thug, a little the Baby, a little Baby. Well, I play all of that. It doesn't matter what you play. I play a little reggae too, and I mean, it just hits so hard. The bass, the notes are clear, the singing is clear. So yeah, it's definitely a wonderful system. I can't say that enough. I would play some music let you hear, but you know how copyright things go. If I had some non-copyrighted music, I might play it, but we'll see. So let's go on. Alright, so definitely on the steering wheel, you still have the paddle shifters on both sides. Nice chrome accents on the steering wheel. Let's go over here. If you're familiar with BMWs, you know that pretty much all of this is if you're familiar with the BMW setup, this is pretty much the same. The only big difference that I've seen from my X5 is that now the start-stop switch is right here in the center console, and also the parking button is actually a button now. It's not like a shift mode that you can shift in. It's not a shift mode that you can shift into. It's now just a button on the side, so that's pretty dope. Another thing is this ground clearance button. So once you hit this, the screen will pop up, and it'll show you, you know, that is leveling the car out, and hold on, let's see. Basically, you can pick the height, and this screen shows you exactly what you're doing to the car. So I think that's pretty dope, man. I know Range Rovers used to have that as well, but it's nice to also see what you're doing to the car in the infotainment screen. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't. They didn't have that in the Range Rover. I'm pretty sure. You know, all your controls here for the air. Pretty simple. Takes a little getting used to. The setup is a little bit different, especially with this LCD screen. X5's my 5 Series doesn't have that, so just figuring that out. Just took 2 minutes. I love the wood grain interior. Yeah, you gotta have that. The wood grain interior definitely sets this car off. Let's get out. Let's just take a look at the car. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and roll that B-roll. Hey, so you actually got to excuse my Mercedes shirt that I have on today. I meant to mention that. So I love BMWs, but I'm a huge Lewis Hamilton fan. So Singapore Grand Prix is today. Actually this morning I gotta go I guess I gotta go watch it on my DVR on YouTube or something like that, because it was earlier this morning and I just couldn't get there early for Singapore Grand Prix. But shout out to Lewis Hamilton, man. He's doing a lot of great things as far as drivers in motorsports, especially African American. Well, actually, he's not even African American. He's Afro English. So as far as black men doing big things in motorsports, he's definitely doing it the best right now. There's hands down, there's no better driver than Lewis Hamilton in my opinion. So hey, leave a comment below if you're an F1 fan, and show me support. Who do you support if you do watch F1? But hey, wherever Hamilton goes, he goes, and basically for the whole part of his career, he's been a Mercedes driver. So yeah, I'm going to always be a Hamilton fan. I guess I'll be rolling with Mercedes for that. But when it comes to driving cars, definitely BMW. I wish BMW would bring back an F1 team. Lewis Hamilton will kill it for him. But let's get back to the X7. So my honest opinions about the car, it is, I really don't think it's really that much longer. I mean, if you look at it, looking at it, it looks like it's a little bit longer, but in all reality, when you're driving it, it just doesn't feel like that. It still feels like an X5. I don't know how I feel about these wheels, to be honest. They're alright. I'll probably get them in black or like a gray color. They'll probably pop out a little bit better. But I wouldn't get this color card. It's like a gray silver. It's like dark silver. I forgot the BMW name for it, but I mean, here it is in the sunlight. It looks alright. But this particular spec, the X40i, actually goes for $104,000. And that's all-wheel drive. There's a lot of extras. You get the Harman Kardon speaker system. It even has the BMW LEDs right here. So I mean, those are pretty strong, man. Also, it has the adaptive, I would say it's the adaptive grille. You know, it opens and shuts, allowing air to come into the engine bay to cool the engine down. You also got the camera sitting right there in the middle of the grill. It's pretty dope. One thing I do like is the front, just the aggressiveness of the front. Like it just like commands attention. Definitely the grills on both sides are amazing. It just there's something about the grill setup and I'm not even a fan of chrome, but the way they put the chrome together on this I'd actually leave it like it is. But yeah, I'm not a huge chrome person. That's why I shy away from the Nissans too, because Nissans pretty much all come in chrome. But let's get to the reason the X7 was made in the first place. This is pretty cool. You hit that button and it does all the work for you. Scoots the front chair up and the middle chair comes down for you. It's a pretty neat feature. You don't hardly have to do any work. But this is the room you get. That's the extra seating. It's, how can I say this? It's somewhat economical, and I actually give also the controls here to put the seats back and forth. That's pretty dope. So you don't have to do any work. No latches that you have to do any manual labor with. The car pretty much does all the work for you. My only gripe about this extra row of seating, basically, to keep the car under control, you couldn't make it as big as a Suburban. You can't make, you know, the length of the car like all the way back like you would a Suburban if you want to continue to have the performance levels that a BMW is known for. And I feel personally there is a caveat to having an extra seat, and I'm gonna show you right now. There is a huge caveat to having that extra back seat, and it's this. What are those, or what is this? Oh, that's nice. I didn't even recognize that. That's pretty dope. Anyways, this is the cargo room you have if you have all the people seated in the seats. You also have controls back here, so you can pretty much, let's see if we can lift that seat back up from back here. Oh, that's pretty dope, man. You can let the seat right back up from back here. And it goes right back into place, huh? Amazing. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day, kids. But back to this. To have only this amount of space in this car after having all the seats up is kind of, I don't know, it's not worth it to me. If you're a BMW fan, if you're just a huge BMW person, then yeah, it's gonna make sense. But to me, I need more room than that. So let's go back in here, talk some more. All right, so like I was saying, to have only that much room is not worth it to me to get an X7. I would much rather stick with the X5 and have my trunk space. Granted, there's not a lot of times you're gonna have all the people in those chairs in here at the same time, and the whole reason you get this a car like this is to be able to seat everybody comfortably and also have some type of room for luggage and bags and like that. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grown people in here, and 6 grown people have, you know, luggage on a long trip, or like let's say we're going to the mountains, then this car is not going to work, because I'll probably have to put an over the roof rack on top just to get everybody's stuff going, which is pretty much what people who are going to the mountains are going to do. But me personally, I'm not going to do that. And also personally, I'm not going to have 6 people in my car either. I'd rather travel like 4 people, and that's what your X5 is for. So for that extra money for X7, it's probably not going to do it for me. But hey, to each their own. But it is a nice car, I will say that. Very luxurious. Everything you think a BMW stands for is exonified here and actually blown out of the park. This is a luxury vehicle. If you want to have a luxury truck for forget Bentleys, I can't say to forget Lambos though. That Lamborghini Urus, I don't think there's nothing on earth like that Urus, man. That Lamborghini is a beast. But if you're looking for a luxury vehicle, I'm not going Infiniti, I'm not going Acura, I'm not going Lexus, I'm going right BMW. I would get one of these instead of going for a high-end Mercedes or a high-end Lexus. I would definitely get a BMW X7 if you have the money and you just want to spend it on something you're not going to have to worry about, because the reliability, that's what comes with BMWs. You buy a BMW for the reliability, and everybody always has this fake stigma about maintenance. It's included with you in the payment. So, you know, 3 years, 36,000 miles, you're covered, and by that time you know, worn into the vehicle. But I can honestly say I have driven BMWs past that 36,000 mile warranty, past the warranty, and really haven't only had problems until about 90,000, 100,000 miles, which is to be expected on any vehicle, to be honest. But you can run this into the ground, and this is just another tank in their arsenal. So I'm going to get some pictures from my Instagram while the sun is perfect. I'll probably switch locations and talk a little bit more about the car, and then we'll go from there. So yeah. Alright, so as always, I like to bring you the sticker for those of my visual people. So this is the 2020 BMW. I'm sorry, I thought it was the 2019. Just came out in 2019, but this is brand new. So this is the 2020 X7 xdrive 40i, and you can see all the specials here. The Pure Excellence package, roof rail set in aluminum, LED fog lights, wireless charging, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, it's $83,745. You're getting about 20 in the city, 25 miles per gallon in the highway, so combined 22 miles per gallon, which is not bad. Hey, this one comes with that 3-liter BMW twin turbo inline 6-cylinder 24 valve engine with variable valve control, 8-speed sport automatic transmission with sport and manual shift modes, of course the wheel mounted paddle shifters, and it actually has launch control, so we're going to play with that in a minute as well.
Good morning. What can I help you with?
Be quiet. Nobody talking to you. Car's talking to me. This actually is finally assembled right up the road in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the engine is from Austria, and of course transmission from Germany. And this one is from Taylor BMW. So there are your specs for all my spec people. And I'm pretty sure if you want more specs, car's talking to me. Couldn't handle it. Had to get out of there. But those, like I said, I'm not a spec person. I'm gonna just drive the car and tell you how it drives. Tell you about some of the bigger features that maybe everybody else is not addressed. Because some people are paid to do reviews, and I'm not. I just do this because I love videography and photography. Idea came, hey, why don't you do some of the car reviews on our cars, and you know, shout us out. So that's what happened. That's what I'm doing for Taylor BMW. So I'm not influenced or anything by BMW. I love BMWs, don't get me wrong, but like I said, I don't hold back. And personally, this X7, I don't know, it's just for me, it's not a car for me. It's too much of a car. It kind of takes away, I think, from me the whole reason I buy a BMW, and that's for driving hard and cornering, and just, you know, my speed is a M4 or M6 or M8, a 5 Series, M5, something like that. I'm not really a BMW SUV guy. If I was to have an SUV, it would be BMW, but I think I would just stick with the X5 or X6. X7, I don't have kids right now, so I don't think that I would need the extra seating, to be honest. Alright, so if you're like sitting here and you just didn't know what car this was, or you didn't know what review this was, it almost to some degree looks like the Mercedes version of this car. They look very similar in nature, and I think they both tackled the same thing. They just wanted an extra seat, but they didn't want to give away too much of the drive performance of the vehicle. So like a Suburban, like the back here, this back would be like probably to here. It wouldn't stop right here. It would be all the way back here, and you have all this hanging over from the back. All right, so that's your extra cargo space, and BMW weren't thinking about that, I don't think. They were thinking about efficiency of just moving persons and not moving persons with luggage. And I guess Americans just carry too much luggage or something like that. That has to be the reason. I'm gonna chalk it up to that, because that has to be the reason why the luggage space sucks. I really don't have anything else to say about the car. Okay, to summarize everything up, X7, wonderful car. Not for me, not yet. Maybe when I have kids, but as far as me right now, not for me. Family, wonderful car. If you have like 2 kids or more, or maybe if you just have one kid but you have a lot of luggage, y'all always traveling, it's a wonderful car for that. The performance definitely isn't diminished. So hopefully we'll see what we get next in the next review. I'll probably go from something more performance. I'll try to kind of keep it on and off. Family car, then sport car, then hopefully I can move a little bit away from BMWs solely. I love BMWs, and I love that they're giving me this opportunity, but I kind of want to compare BMW against some other brands that are maybe lesser known to me, but more known to y'all. So with that being said, it's Ill Will. I hope you enjoyed this. Go Dogs, because we beat the brakes off of Notre Dame. Well, we didn't actually beat the brakes off, we barely beat them, but win is a win. I'm a dog fan all day, so catch me on my next video. Remember, add me on Instagram and on YouTube, Ill Will Media 706. Ill Will Media 706. I got some merch coming out soon. My clothing line Imperial. So be on the lookout for that. Link will be in the description. It's gonna be on Shopify, so it's gonna be easy to get to, and you probably find it on like Etsy or something like that too. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Swipe left.